We're previewing Week 8 in college football here at SBR Foreign Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we are talking right now with the awesome Doug Upstone, professional football analyst and handicapper from sports-watch.com. The next game we're going to talk about, Doug, is Purdue at Ohio State. Another game with, from a major conference with a big spread. I'm just going to completely defer to you. Ohio State's an 18.5-point home favorite. The line opened at 16.5, so that's a pretty significant movement across the 17. Ohio State, of course, undefeated. They're rolling. Purdue's gotten killed twice by Wisconsin and the week before Michigan, both by more than 20 points. Not sure what you'll say here, but I'm going to guess you're going to say Ohio State rolls again by 20 or more.
Well, that's an interesting point of view because, Purdue appeared to really be a threat at the first part of the season when they covered their first three games. And their defensive line really looked solid, and their linebackers certainly appeared to be above average. Given two opportunities to finally show the world that Purdue matters and had an opportunity to really be Big Ten division or Leaders Division champions, as you said, they were throttled by Michigan and Wisconsin, and they conceded 771 yards on the ground in those two contests. Now, after those two disheartening defeats, what's left for Purdue, Peter? A 6-6 season? A return trip to everybody's favorite winter vacation spot, Detroit, for another Little Caesars Bowl.
Yeah.
Yummy! Now, look, when you look at this, so what lies ahead for Purdue? A 7-0 Ohio State team. Now, the Buckeyes are averaging 42.8 points per game in the place formerly known as the Horseshoe, with Braxton Miller at the controls. Now, if the Purdue defense is being shoved around by those last two opponents, what about Ohio State, who is averaging 5.8 yards per carry? Now, often, timing in life can mean everything. Yes. And the Buckeyes have given up 87 points in their last two games, including 49 to Indiana. Now, Urban Meyer let it be known publicly that he was calling a defensive meeting with his coaches last Sunday. And I'm guessing it wasn't at the Olive Garden where everybody always has fun in those commercials.
Yes.
Now, this Saturday, mightily struggling Purdue heads to Columbus to take on an excellent offensive team with a disgusted defense that has something to prove and a team in Ohio State that is convinced this season they can go 20-0. With the Boilers 10-26 against the spread in October, with an increasing number, as you mentioned, it's going to be Ohio State 41, Purdue 17.
Wow. What a call. What a call there, Doug. Yeah, Purdue's a tough one. In the beginning of the year, I thought they might be underrated, and I was thinking about betting on them. And then the past 2 weeks, I was like, guess not. It just feels like Ohio State's going to be a huge, huge public play here. Ohio State's undefeated. Purdue has just gotten blown out at home twice. And so now Ohio State's a favorite of less than 20. It just strikes me as huge, huge public play. So there must be a reason this line is so low. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just one of those games where the sharps and the public will be on the same side, and it'll be a winner. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I would assume there's going to be money on both sides, and I think there already has been. Moving either 2 or 2.5 points, depending on what you're looking at. And I wouldn't be surprised, frankly, if it goes higher. Probably more so with public money, because Purdue. What do they have to play for now? They have pretty high expectations, and this season could, if it goes south like it could, Danny Hope might be out of a job at Purdue, and the whole process starts over again there. So that's one problem. And Urban Meyer, like I said, he's legendary about looking at situations and figuring out. And like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that he let everybody know that he was calling out his defensive coaches to put the pressure on them and also on his players to say, hey, this isn't good enough at Ohio State. And like I said, I've read more than enough articles that he has really worked hard to convince his kids that in this situation, they might not be able to be national champions, but if you're 12-0, nobody can take that away from you.
Yes, I'm convinced, Doug. Another great analysis. Thanks.